Good morning, everyone. Mary Dooley here. I am here for day 7. We have made it to day 7. Yesterday, all we did was try out tools of any kind that we had, or at least watched a video of what I use. You can pick whatever you like, but remember, the least expensive tools work, the best expensive tools work, whichever you prefer. So today we are going to learn 2 new patterns, and we are going to create a piece of art. So this is a piece of cardstock, easy enough, and I'm just going to fold it in half. You could just, cardstock is easy. If I thought about it, I could have used a piece of watercolor paper, but this happened to come up first in the pile of things that I had. I'm gonna make a nice neat fold. Here's how I do this. Because the fold looks like that, I usually take a pair of scissors and I just cut off that top little bit, because then I have 2 cards that I can use. And again, I can use them as big postcards like that, or I can fold one in half and use it like that if I wanted. So I'm going to leave this one open. And another thing you could do, well, we'll talk about that another day, but you could make bookmarks out of these also. So I will give you an idea about that when the time comes. Here we go. All right, we're going to take a pen, and the first thing we are going to do is instead of separating out our paper in that box that we like, we are going to draw a sort of a cloud. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It could be inexact, which is actually preferable. It's cuter that way, you'll see. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide the paper out into sections. So instead of inside that cloud, I'll move so the light is better. Instead of inside that cloud, we're just going to create different sections. You can have as many as you want, doesn't really matter. Remember, we've learned 11 patterns so far. We're going to learn 2 more today. So if you wanted to make 11 of them, you could just try to make sure that you have enough room for all your patterns. I am going to do this many, but the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make a bookmark for somebody with their name in it. So one of my daughter's names is Emma, so I am going to do hers. Just very easy lettering. I'm just going to do her name. I'm going to sort of make it a bubble letter a little bit. Very easy. Even if you can't do this perfectly, use printing. Does not matter one iota. Really, it doesn't. Just so it looks cute. That's all you care about. All right, and then I'll probably color this in like that. Again, sometimes I use a piece of scrap paper so I don't smear it. You see I already smeared right there, but that doesn't really matter because we are going to cover that up. All right, here's one of the new patterns. So watch this. We're going to do little humps, and we're going to do them all around the whole square or the whole section. You're just going to keep going around, and then you're going to go inside and just sort of echo it. You can kind of start, I hope you're starting to see that a lot of the art is all only lines and squiggles, circles, and color. So we're just going to keep going all the way throughout this thing until your lines do not fit anymore. We're obviously getting there right now. And then I might go in and do some lines in here just to give it a little bit of depth. And because I did it in the center, I might do it on these outside ones too, all the way around. So obviously I'm doing this pretty quickly. You guys are going to take your time on that. And remember, all these are going to be colored in. All right, and then the next one that we are going to do is pretty easy. You are just going to draw boxes. It's very, very easy. This is going to be just a quick tutorial, but you get a pretty cool piece of art out of this. So you could use it for Father's Day. Great idea. and easy enough idea. So some people, again, we talked about, some people like all the lines to be exact, or you like to be a curvy kind of artist, and some like to be perfectionist kind of artists. So if I was going to do this and I had these lines, I might just color in just random ones. I wouldn't really care, but I know a lot of people do, and they would never just randomly do it, so they would do every other one, and that is completely fine. You can do whatever you want. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and that's your pattern. Now remember, you have another one. You have all your patterns from the days, the 6 prior days, actually 5. So what'd you think of the tools? Those were pretty cool, right? I love using all the tools that I have, and they last. Just so you know, any kind of markers or anything you buy, as long as you make sure you recap them well, they last a really long time. I buy new stuff, but only if it's new colors or new pens, because the pens run out because I use them everywhere. I have to tell you that I can't stand it when I open a pen and I have to find some place to scribble on it so to make it work. Those pens go right in the garbage in my world. All right, you're just going to keep doing something like that, and then in this section where you have her name or his name, Tom, John, Bob, Mikesh, Rocky, I don't care what their names are, you are going to just draw little dots. You're just going to fill this whole section, dots. And then you just keep building out your patterns. You do possibly the flowers here. You do one of the floor tiles here, or that floor tile section, or that floor tile doodle right here. And remember, you know, now that you have fatter markers, you can go color in a nice, to fix any of your mistakes. You can just go in and color a fatter line, which is kind of cool. Just make it neat. You can use a fatter Sharpie to make the lines, so you don't have to just be coloring this in forever and ever and ever. Something like that. We're going to do that. And we're just going to do a dot at each intersection. You guys know how to do these. So it looks pretty cool when it's done. On this one, because I have a little bit of extra room in there, I might even go in and do an extra, make it have a border around that cloud. Doesn't matter, it looks good both ways. I just happen to have, sometimes I happen to have the extra room. Sometimes, excuse me, the name takes up so much space that I don't have room to do this, but I kind of like the way it looks with the double line. And what I do in this one, I could just leave it. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I like it like that. Day 7, you made it to the end of the challenge. I would love to hear any feedback you have, anything you would have liked to have seen, anything you would like to learn more of. Let me know. I'll teach you anything. So this came out pretty cool. Section it off. First we drew the cloud, we sectioned it off, we started our patterns in all the boxes, and that's it. So remember, I smeared the paper somewhere, you can't even find it. That was a very fun challenge. I hope you guys had a great time, and I shall talk to you soon. Hopefully there'll be a new tutorial coming up soon. All right, everyone, that is a wrap. Thank you ever so much. This is the same postcard finished. Have a great time. Enjoy. Goodbye.